Hello and welcome. Welcome back to another edition of CPR's Clubhouse Live. My name is CPR Jose Ortiz, and I'm being joined by the Prince. His name is Jae Mazor. Jay, thank you so much for joining us here on CPR's Clubhouse Live. Really happy to see you.
Hey, man, thank you for having me, Jose. Thank you for having me, man. You already know we already go back with it. We
Yeah.
done, the Denny stories and all that good stuff, man. So I'm just glad to be here right now, man. I just been in the studio cooking up, man,
Yeah, man. You are the coolest cat I've met in a long time in the last few years. And the reason for that is because you're so cool, calm, and collected. It's like nothing phases you. And we do go back to the Denny's when, like the way that I described you was like that uncle, you know what I mean? Just he got his glasses up to the rim of his nose and he's reading, and then somebody says something stupid, and then you just pull him back and you correct them, and then you go back to what you're doing. And I love that. I call that Jae Mazoring, you know what I mean?
Mazoring, yeah. You remember that picture in the studio? We had everyone in their phone just sitting at Jae Mazoring. That was funny.
Yeah.
That was a nice meme right there.
They were two pleasant interactions and meetings that I had when it comes to 2019 before the pandemic happened. I got to have Jesse be here, and I also got to have you here, and it was great to have Legacy's Jesse be here, but also I got a chance to meet you, and you guys both went on stage and you just owned the audience when the mic is passed off to you.
Absolutely.
When it comes to you, and this is about you, I saw the love and admiration from all the people that were there, no matter what color they were, Latino, Black, LGBTQ. It didn't matter. You just touched everyone, and the fact that you're humble, the fact that, and this is because I've seen it, and because you're just a down to earth person. You are loved whenever you meet people and whenever you encounter people. Where do you get those values from?
Honestly, I get all that from my mother. May she rest in peace. Like, cause she taught me how to move. Like, cause with my dad not being in my life, like she taught me everything. So she was both mom and dad. So she's showing us her sweet side, how a woman should be treated and everything like that. But there's times when I see that she was very aggressive. I used to question it. I used to be like, damn, why is she being so mean to us? But she's like, no, it's because your dad not around, so I gotta level it out. So she just tells us how to move as a man, period. And she teaches values when we walk outside the house. Make sure like you have sense of pride. Make sure you dress good, you smell good, socks, drawers, everything clean.
Yeah,
you get me. And when you talk to people, make sure you show a lot of respect, and you get that in return. But she said there's going to be times that you could show people the utmost respect, and it won't be reciprocated. But just don't get upset. Just go. She said no matter how bad it is, find the silver lining in the mess up situation, just so you don't sit there and lose your mind in the midst of it. So I just try to incorporate that in my everyday life, and I just felt like it's been working for me. I just go off of good energy, good vibes. I feel like there's no space for all that negativity and all that crazy stuff that's going on. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I absolutely get it, and I'm glad that you're not part of that because you've been focused. You haven't been on social media as of late. Now you're coming back because you have a brand new song entitled "Mizery" with a Z. Produced by Willie Valentin on Artistik Recordings. I got a copy of it. We're going to debut it here today. It's just an amazing track. It brings me back. I was talking to Willie about it, and it brings me back to the days where you wanted to go buy that 12-inch vinyl and you wanted to spin it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
The beat is crazy. The vocals are crazy.
Willie killed that. And I don't know if he told you the process of even making that song. Willie was more of like this the entire time. His mouth is just open. And I'm looking at him, I'm saying, what's next? And he was like, you gonna do this? I said, we're gonna stack this, do this. Okay, bring me in here, bring that down. And he just looking like, Jay, I recorded so many people. He said, no, I'm not discrediting no one. He said, like, they did amazing, but I've never had to not tell someone what to do. You just know what to do. Like, he really didn't tell me anything. He just pressed record, and I just told him what to do, and he just did everything from there after mixing.
Isn't that great when you already know your voice?
Yeah.
You already know how to stack your voice. Background vocals, harmonies, and all that good stuff. And then you have somebody like Willie Valentin that's like, okay, we'll do this, we'll do that, and everything is just synergy. Everything just blends together so well.
And that's what the start was, you know, when you have that good chemistry as well, even with Jay Adams, you feel me? So, so Willie Valentin for this particular record, it's just like he gave that to me. I'm listening to it. I'm like, oh, you just made this easy for me, because the beat slapping, slapping. Oh, I was just like, oh, you just made this easy. And then I'm thinking about Mizery. I'm like, let's put the typewriter, because they're gonna get that from the actual movie Mizery. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to incorporate everything that I know that'll catch their eye, and you know, but I just add a little spice and put the Z on it, you know?
Yeah, and that's great, because it's yours. The Z from Mazor, that Z.
There you go. There you go.
But
you really broke that down.
It's easy.
Okay.
But I want to say that the typewriter and the logo, it's really great. I really loved it. I thought it was a great concept, and for you to do that, I called Willie last night. As soon as I got the record, I was listening to all night. You know, I fell asleep. Go back to it again over and over again.
Awesome.
I love the typewriter. It looks so cool. I'm gonna put it up right now.
Okay.
Because it's important for people to see the greatness that is the thinking of something so simple, but it looks so great. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because I'm like, okay, let's not do nothing too much. Because me and Willie went with a different one. I was gonna put my face on the cover. Right. He said, Jay, I'm not feeling it. I said, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling it too, Willie. And then he was like, I said, give me a minute. So I started listening to the record some more. I'm like, all this misery. I'm like, damn. So I went on Google. I'm like, all this misery. I said, why can't that pop in my head than the movie from that novel? And I was just like, oh, what if I take that on? I said, I got it. I know what I'm gonna do.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
We don't need your face. We don't need anything. It's just all this misery with a Z. Jae Mazor, typewriter font, red.
Perfect.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So all this misery, it's a great song. At the end of the show, we're gonna debut it. We're gonna let you hear it.
Okay.
Willie's like, it's not the finished product. It's not mastered. I gotta get the edits in there, but I'm gonna give people a sample of it, because even in this form right now, it's just absolutely perfect to me.
Yeah, like it's like, trust me. I've been listening to the record. I said, Willie, I can't stop listening to it. Yeah, he was like, Jay, we got one. He said, man, we want this to go #1 when they come out the gate. I said, man, listen, we're gonna do everything we can. We're gonna push hard. I said, man, if the freestyle experience went #1, I said this can go #1. I said, so let's go. I said, let's see what we can do.
So let's go back in time. So you've been busy. Like, I went to see your catalog of music, and man, it's just so much.
Yeah.
But I do want to pull up the freestyle experience. You already had an album already ready to go, like with your first release. You know what I mean? And it brings me back to the end of 2018 when I went to Jam Studio, and he was letting me listen to You Don't Know Me.
You Don't Know Me,
And I was like, I gotta have this song. He can attest to this. I know he's watching. I was like, I gotta have this song, and I gotta have it right now. And I'm like, I can't give it to you. No, I need to have this song. You don't understand. Yeah. So I had it for a long time with Jay Adams drop, but I couldn't play it because it wasn't ready to be released.
Yeah.
The song ended up being number 10 on CPR's year-end countdown. But you know, sometimes good music takes time to travel. So it finally got to Chicago, and then last year for the 2020, where we had a panel of DJs, we had our guest, Tim Spinning Shomer, and he chose that song as his #1 song for 2020. And to me, it was shocking, but I'm like, oh man, the song got to him, and he just played it all year.
Yeah. And he went in, especially after, you know what? I know what got Tim locked in is after me going to Chicago for the first time, and we in his basement, and he saw me perform it live, and he just looking at me like, why don't I have this song? I said, I've been emailed it to you. He was like, resend it again. He said, why don't I have this song?
Yeah. So again, it's just good music doesn't have an expiration date, and good music, sometimes it takes time to travel. There are times where, you know, there are songs that I don't have that I hear, and I'm like, how come I haven't been playing this? And then I spend a whole year promoting it, and then it just really hits hard. And so the king himself, the goat, the boom goat, Tim Spinning Shomer, chose that song as his #1 song for 2020, which is great.
That was a blessing, man. He's a legend, man.
Man. I idolize him. So, you know, I'm like, yes, sir. That's your song for 2020. But these are the small accomplishments that you've had, and you have a super catalog just for freestyle. You have a super catalog. Born to Love, Breath Away. The last song you recorded, All Through the Night, the remix. It's part of my intro. Where do you get the energy to put all these songs together?
I mean, working with the right producers, and when it comes to music, as long as the production is amazing, like it talks to me, I'm gonna talk back, and then I make sure I always give a different concept. I don't want to be redundant. You get what I'm saying? So I always make sure I do a different concept at all times. But music just flows through me. My mom's a singer, my dad is a guitar player as well. My uncle he's a bass player. So it flows through me. It's just the creative juices, I guess I could say. Because I didn't take writing lessons, no singing lessons, no nothing.
Yeah, man. You also have this sense of loyalty.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing that I admire about you, that you're loyal. There was a certain time where you were coming out through Tanassi's label, and you only did positive things and said positive things about that opportunity, no matter how anybody felt about it, no matter how I felt about it, because I was very critical at the time. But you had this sense of loyalty, and you did the whole thing with the glasses. You just looked at me and come up and let me tell you something, brother. And so, having that conversation with you and you explaining your loyalty, the way that you're loyal to people, it gave me this respect for you in the fact that you stay quiet behind the scenes, but you're doing so much work that you don't have time to involve yourself in any minutia or any issues that are online.
And I feel like it don't help. It won't help me as an artist, and I feel like it won't help the culture. It won't push the culture forward. So I would never contribute to that. You know what I'm saying? That's a waste of time. I'd rather spend my time on just straight on positive things where it's going to be able to help the culture move forward. Get the fans way more engaged, so we can have more and more sold out events, and even get the youth, the ones who's not familiar with freestyle, so they can be able to tap in, so they can keep the genre going. So yeah.
I look at you as my friend. I don't look at color, but the fact that we have, I see an African American doing freestyle. How does an African American now in 2021 get involved in freestyle, even though you're doing so many other things? You're doing R&B, you're doing hip hop, you do whatever. You're a genre person, right? I've been looking at the Jae Mazor YouTube channel, and I see like the 10 things about Jae Mazor, and so. What inspired you to get into freestyle, even though you are seen as a person that belongs here? How did you? Because the people in the African American community, for the most part, are like, I don't like that kind of music. How did you get involved?
Honestly, how I got involved, like it started off. Honestly, I heard the song growing up. I always heard the song. I was a kid, and my mom used to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? But I never knew it was called freestyle music. I was always just okay, it's dance music. It's dance music. I go to the flea market. It's dance music. So, but it was a station called Power 96 back in Miami with DJ Laz actually.
Right.
So he used to play those songs, consistently. So, as I was doing it, as once I tapped in and started doing music, started really singing, taking everything seriously. That's when I ran into like an ex-manager, and he was like, "Hey man, you should do this type of music," But I reached out to him years ago. And he was like, "No, I'm busy. I got things going on." I'm like, "All right, forget you then. I'm gonna keep doing my thing." So when he started seeing like, yo, throughout my city, everyone know who Jae Mazor is. He was like, "Hey, you still looking to work with someone?" I like, "Nah, I'm good." And he was like, "Nah, hey, there's something called freestyle. You'll probably like it. Just add your R&B to the freestyle." And I was like, "Let me hear what it sound like." So he went ahead. He played the track. He played on one of Tanassi's record. And I was like, "Oh, dance music?" He was like, "No, it's freestyle." I'm like, "Oh," I said, "I know who Stevie B is. I know who's on Johnny O." I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "I didn't know it was called freestyle. I was called dance growing up, the party music, because it was a party station, So I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." I said, "Yeah, I could do this." We went ahead, did Any More. And after Any More, we went ahead and did Tell Me You Love Me. Then after that, we started doing. I was like, "Oh man, I can knock this out within a week." I did the whole album in a week.
Right.
And then Tanassi was looking at like, "Yo, who is this kid?" I was like, "Oh man," I said, "It's too easy." I said, "Yo, give me something." I said, "It's too easy." Because after I started seeing the traction Any More had got, that's when I was like, "Holy crap, hold on." I wasn't aware of the genre. I wasn't aware of this community. And I was like, "Hold on, let me see what we can do. Let's tap in for a minute and see what we can make happen." And think what the first year we came out, we just shaking things up.
Yeah. So to me, right, it was a no, right? When you first started coming out with these songs, I was like, no, no, no. And I, being strict or whatever. But the good thing about you is that you're persistent, right? So it had to be a yes, yes, yes. And now, like, I have you on my intros. I'm having this discussion with you because I've been listening to your new song. So even though I said no to your first projects, when I heard You Don't Even Know Me, I was like, okay, this is definitely a yes. Yeah. And then you start hearing things like Born to Love and Breath Away and On Through the Night. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm a Jae Mazor fan now. You know what I mean? So it didn't work out with you for me in the first couple of tracks. It may have worked out for others, but then it was to me like, okay, I have to tell him yes. I have to add to rotation. And when you came to Massachusetts to one of my events,
I think that's what sealed the deal.
Yeah, I was like, I pulled George Anthony aside, and I was like, now I have to play his music. You know what I mean?
That you can't deny the crowd. The crowd spoke like they
was like,
man. You feel me? So yeah, that was
dope, man. And it's scary too, giving you the mic and then just seeing people. Sometimes when people grab the mic and they sing, people walk away. Like they walk away. They're like, they go get a beer. They get a adult beverage. Not that night, man. That night, people came forward.
They was waiting for me.
Yeah, it was. And then you were just like, and then they can hear your vocals. They can hear the passion in your voice. And by the end of the night, man, you had autograph session. You know what I mean? It was so great to see.
It was love, man. The love was tremendous, and that's why when I came on stage, I could feel the energy. I was like, all right, let's do this. Let me show y'all how I really do. Let me do this a cappella. Okay, y'all heard me. Y'all know I can really do this. Okay, now let's party. And like the crowd control and just like how when I'm they singing the words right back to me, it's a whole different feeling.
Yeah, man. And that's the whole thing. Like I had to say yes to you. I had to play your music, and I had to have my audience memorize your lyrics. So then when you got here, they knew the songs. I love when I invite you to the station. People are showing up for autographs, pictures.
Yeah.
That
was cool. Way out there for that.
The Jae Mazoring.
That was cool.
I like that. That's that was cool. And to me, like getting to know you, like there was that one night that we all met at Denny's.
Yeah.
And that was the first time that I ever met you. I just finished doing the top 40 songs of 2019, and I had the opportunity to meet you for the first time. And so we drove to Connecticut, and man, what a blast we had together.
Yeah, it was a vibe. It was definitely a vibe.
Just laughing. And then the first example of Jae Mazoring was you correcting Jay Adams. So Jay Adams, you're quiet. You're looking at your phone with the glasses down. And Jay Adams is something completely like he's asking a question, and then you're like, it's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. What you said that night. But it's like, you're like the obtuse angle divided by 7 is 3, sir. Like you just broke it down. And then after you said what you said, you went right back down to your phone and you put your glasses. I'm like,
because y'all thinking like, oh, Jay not listening, he not paying attention to us. I'm like, no, I'm hearing everything. It's just I'm on my phone doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Like I'm multitasking right now.
You're probably logging in all your songs and writing music, and then Jay Adams is talking, and you're like, no, Jay.
Yeah, checking emails, but I'm listening. My ear still just like, okay, I'm listening to the room while I'm sitting there just trying to knock out things on one time so I could be at ease when I finish eating,
Yeah. So that's cool. So if you're continuously working now, I've seen that you've collaborated with so many people now. You went from Tanasi to Jay Adams and now Willie Valentin.
Willie. Yeah.
And you're still doing your R&B stuff. You're doing all genres of music. So this is the way you're gonna be for your entire career? You're not gonna
because I know like R&B always been my main lane. So I just paying attention after seeing how everything worked with freestyle. I was like, definitely let me go ahead and drop a few seeds in the different other genres and see which one really ignites. So whichever one that me personally, R&B, I'll keep going until the wheels fall off. But I said, whichever one that actually ignites just take fire where it just end up being like a worldwide thing, I'm gonna go ahead and just keep feeding them and stay within that, But for the most part, being a singer, it makes me versatile. So even if I don't go all the way through with whichever one that takes off, I still could do anything from back to R&B and drop some more freestyle now how I look at it is, let's just say like right now I'm tapping into Afrobeat. I'm doing one record we're gonna be dropping in a few months after all this misery.
Right.
So if I see that one song, it goes to the moon where it become millions and billions of views, I can go there. It's gonna trickle down to freestyle.
I saw the numbers for your YouTube channel, and I'm like, oh wow, look, that's 4,000, 10,000. You know what I mean? And that's good. You're building that genre. I'm looking for the information here of the release of All This Mizery, and it looks like it's going to be out on November 5th.
November 5th.
It's a song that's written by you, Jae Mazor, All This Mizery. It was produced, edited, recorded, and mixed and mastered by Willie Valentin for Artistic Recordings. It's going to be on Artistic Recordings. How did you come to that crossroad of, okay, so Willie produced it, you wrote it, you collaborated. How did it come to now we're going to put it on Artistic?
Because eventually I was gonna go ahead and put it out under Jae Mazor Music with King Cine Sound. So, but after talking with Willie, he said, "Man, I would really like to release this and put it as one of my collections because with all he said he worked with many artists before, and he said, man, I would love to know that I got a record with Jae Mazor." And I was like, you know what, I'm with that. Let's go ahead. And he said, man, we'll go ahead and push it together. We'll put whatever funding that's needed. And he said, man, we'll just take it to the moon. I said, let's do it. I said, because I did one with Jay Adams. I did one with Tanasi. Why not do one with Willie Valentin?
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Willie Valentin. Like, why would I say, hey, I'm not gonna deny that. I'm like, man, let's do it. It's a single. It's not like it's like a million song stuff. I said it's a single, let's rock. I said it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, man, and I congratulate you on that decision. I still can't get over the artwork, but Willie has cemented himself as a New England a producer, artist, pioneer, and he's revolutionized the entire genre, especially in this area. And I'm truly glad that you guys came together to do the song. We were all unaware until he just put the information out. Yeah. And I'm like, they work together. Oh man.
Yeah, we was dropping clues. It was just not a lot of people was catching it. One person who was catching, shout out to Reese. I don't know if you know who that is, but
yes, of course. Reese is a detective. She knows.
Yes, she caught. Reese caught it. She caught that, and she's like, "Jay, okay, I'm waiting. Not everybody know, but I know." I'm just like, "Damn, okay, you're on point." She's been paying attention for a long time, since like way before COVID hit.
Right.
Because that song was been recorded. It was just a mix. But I know what Willie, he got, there's a lot of personal stuff that goes on, then a lot of business. So it's like, I'm patient because I got a lot of stuff still brewing up.
Right.
So I said, when it's ready, we're gonna make it happen.
But this beat is stupid crazy, man.
It is crazy.
It brings hip hop, freestyle. Like I'm telling you right now, I want it on 12's record. I want to spin it. I couldn't stop playing it.
Yeah. I
called Willie immediately. Like he's thanking me for my compliments, but I'm like, no, for real. Like,
no, I knew you were gonna go crazy for that one.
Yeah, he sent me all the versions, and I'm like, I don't know which one to pick, but I picked the extended mix, and I'm just like, my God, this is so good. And we're gonna play it right in a few minutes here on the CPR Clubhouse Live channel.
Sure.
Of course, I'm not gonna play the entire thing, and you're gonna have drops over it. But that's because you got to stop being cheap, people, and you got to buy the song. You got to buy it yourself.
Buy it.
Exactly. Listen, you had a transformation as well. You had a transformation physically because you lost a lot of weight. And you're inspiring to me and to others. But just for a quick moment, how did you come to terms in the fact that you wanted to make this change for your life?
Not only I think that what sparked it also, what really sparked it was me losing my mom. That's what sparked it. And she wasn't freaking big or anything like that, but losing her and then being a dad, like I'm like, I'm a new dad, because I was ready to get in like a little hole after I lost her, but I was looking at my daughter like, I got to get right. I got to get my health on point. Like I can't play when I'm on stage. I can't be winded like this. So I got my personal trainer, Irvin Steele. He still rock with me to this day. And we started doing the boxing. I started boxing, started doing this, working out every single day for about a year and a half. I lost like close to damn near 200 pounds.
Wow.
It was when I was in Miami walking through, everyone used to stop me, man, you inspire me. And me doing it just for myself, I documented it and put it out there, but I didn't think people were paying attention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that meant a lot. So I'm like, you never know like who you can inspire like that,
Well, me watching it is inspiring to me because sometimes you don't know what to put together to do that, or if you have the time or the intestinal fortitude or the dedication. And so sometimes you just need to stop wasting time and also making excuses. And
that's facts.
You're one that
self-discipline. Really, it's all self-discipline. No excuses. Like it can be done. It can be done. There's no I'm big boned. There's none of that I'm big boned stuff. That's nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm big boned. Yeah. So make sure you check out the Jae Mazor channel. I'll put the links in the description so you can look at the transformation and you can hear his inspirational video. The Jae Mazor, the Jae Mazor channel is pretty interesting because in one video you're talking about the top 10 things you need to know about Jae Mazor. The next video you're talking about weight loss. One video you're talking about how to get more people to watch your YouTube channel.
Yeah, how to save relationships. I'm just dropping.
I'm like, what is the Jae Mazor adult channel coming? You know what I mean?
Oh no, that's that OnlyFans stuff. No, we ain't doing none of that.
It's like people are like, wait, the women that are watching the show right now, wait, this is a Jae Mazor adult channel. What channel is that?
Imagine that. That'll be a crazy subscriptions, I bet.
Yeah. It's called Born to Love, the website,
Right. Born to Love. Hey, this guy's a character, man.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be cool, man. I'm looking forward to everything, man. I can't wait for this single to drop November 15th. It's gonna be a vibe, guys. It's gonna be a vibe.
I have November 5th on my schedule. Hopefully it's November 5th, not the 15th, because then we have to
I am so sorry. I mean the 5th. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm like, maybe I got it incorrect.
No, you got it correct. It's the 5th. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about something else.
The community, especially your peers, your artist peers, they call you the Prince, and they've completely taken to that name, and they keep calling you the Prince. Recently I saw Julio Mena. He sent you a shout out. He's like, he's a Prince. He's a good dude or whatever. Lots of compliments. There was one time where I heard the Prince of Freestyle. Wait a minute, hold that a second. He just came into the game, but you conduct yourself in a royal manner, and so Absolutely. I do now. Before I introduce your song, I call you the Prince Jae Mazor, not the Prince of Freestyle, but I call you the Prince Jae Mazor because I don't think about it as in a freestyle genre. I think about you as a human being.
Absolutely.
And you act royal. You act like a prince. You know what I mean? And to me, that's important because I see a lot of artists take advantage of their supporters, and you're not like that. You show a lot of love and dedication to them.
Yes.
And you treat them royally.
Absolutely. That's why I say the Team Mazor family. Like I literally, that's why when I meet everyone in person, like I really hug everyone. I'm like, and I tell them, they'll tell you, I go in their ear and I say, thank you. Like, thank you so much. Like, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. But when they just be sitting there crying that time, I mean, I don't know if you want to see, like, when I see people cry, like, it had me mind boggled, because I ain't know that type of impact I had like that, So it means a lot, though. Even my peers, like, even when I did this recent show I had in Florida, it was other artists that, they show me a lot of love. A lot of them won't be trying to side-eye me. They see how I move as an artist and as an individual, and they salute me. They respect it. Even if they got crazy stuff going on, but when it comes to me, when Jay come in the building, it's like, nah, we ain't gonna come his way with that. He's not on that type of vibe,
And in your presence, it's a great presence, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been told by the lady you smell good. I'll take the word for it. But it's like you got the jacket.
Smell good.
You got the jacket on, right? And then when you open one of the flaps of the jacket, there's gum, toothpaste, there's cologne. Like handy wipes and stuff. I'm sure now you upgraded to you got masks. You got.
I ain't gonna. I'll be on point though, boy. Like, I'll definitely have a mask on that for sure.
You got masks. You got COVID-19 shots just in case. You know what I mean? You got Banaka.
Hey, this dude Jose a trip, man.
No. Before you continue on, let me give you a shot.
All right, you got your booster shot. I bet. Okay, now you can come over here. Where do you get that from? Right here on the side pocket.
Yeah, you got the jacket and stuff.
Hey, like Coming to America, like that guy who said, "Tell me what you want."
What you need, something like that.
Need. Yeah, I got what you need here.
Yeah, and the fact that you're not offended easy because we could talk regular with you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Everything is always respect. So I want to commend you on that, and I keep talking about it, but it's because you left a good, positive, lasting impression. you know, I'm not too easy to get along with for a lot of people. People like when I say no to me playing their music, they lose their mind. But you did it in a way where it's like, all right, I'm going to show you that I can rock it. I'm going to show you, you know, creatively as an artist. I'm going to show you that I can put out great music, and you know, and you shut me up. You know, now we're doing the show because I asked you. I'm asking you to go on this show. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
There's a difference. And you know, so I have to call your secretary and you know, ask for scheduling, and you know, Mr. Mazur will see you now. You know,
Yeah, Mr. Mazur.
is there something in freestyle that you haven't done yet that you want to do?
And freestyle, like, there's a lot of things. There's artists I want to work with. Like,
Right.
I would love to work with TK. I would love to work with TK. I've worked with Stevie B. Well, I wrote him a whole song actually, and it's on the song "Fresh" off his album.
Yes.
Best Life. So I wrote that song. He called me up. Boom, boom. I wrote that song 30 minutes. Hey, boom. Here you go. I said, let's go. Here's the harmonies. Boom, boom, boom. And he knocked it out. But
and he calls you the Prince as well.
Yeah, he told me. I met him at an arena in Miami. He stopped me. I still got a live stream about that, a screen recording, and he said, "Yo, Jay, I'm handing the torch to you, man." He said, "Run with it." He said, "It's on you. The ball's in your court. I'm handing you the torch. I'm giving you the torch." He said, "Run with it." I said, "I got you." I said, "I got you."
And that right there is exactly what he did with Julio Mena 10 years back. So it isn't something that should be taken lightly. Like, he really appreciates people with talent. And I see him bless people with talent. Jenny Renee is another one. You know, that he really tries to give that. Jay Allams as a producer. And there's so many things that Stevie B has done. You know, he's a businessman first. You got to give him that respect. But if people knew about how to conduct themselves like an artist, and knew about the hierarchy in music and respected that, everybody would be better off right now, even on social media.
I agree. That's why a lot of them, like people in the higher ups, they got respect for me. And when they call me, like, Stevie B got my number direct, and he'll text me here and there. We'll go back and forth. You good? How's the family? You good? All right, cool. You know, so like I show respect to him as well. That's the one person I like to do a record with, like my voice and his voice on the same record. That's something I would like to do as well. But just a couple features. I need to get a George Anthony feature and a Julio Mena feature too. I think I have a few of those. You know, I should be good. You know. But I definitely just want to be able to give to people as much music as I can, so it can be able to last them for a lifetime, you know.
Yeah, and I just like I said, I love the way that you are as an artist. Like, I always give advice on how an artist should behave and how they conduct themselves. And every advice that I've given, you do that without me even having to talk to you or tell you anything. It's like, you know. And we need to get back to that mystique. You have mystique, Jay, because we don't know anything about you personally. We shouldn't know anything about you personally.
Yeah.
You only know about the music that you put out and how you treat your audience.
Absolutely.
And how you conduct yourself in interviews like this, and how you promote the genre to a better level. And so I needed to do this interview with you because when I think of an artist that acts like the epitome of an artist, I thought of you. And
all I want to try to do is try to bring more quality. Like, it's already quality. I want to bring more quality and try to, like, raise the bar a bit. Because I'm like, man, listen, when I first came, I'm like, whoa, we could do this a little better. I think, the events things could be a little bit like, no, hold on, we're going to come like this. That's why everyone's like, yo, Jae Mazor is coming with this. That's why even a few managers told me they was kind of like paying attention to how I was moving on the marketing side. And they said, yo, we was taking ideas from you, Jay. We were just watching what you were moving. We was applying it to our artists. And I was like, I say, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not even offended. I say, I appreciate it. Because each one teach one. I can give you knowledge if you want it. I say, I have no problem with that as well.
And that's a good thing about that saying, teach one, reach one, teach one is what you stated.
Each one, teach one.
Yeah, and that if you put that, if any artist watching this will put that into their daily motto, this music would be better off. Because if we had 10 Jae Mazors, we wouldn't have to worry about anything that happens on social media anymore, or anyone having these breakdowns. And it's a way for us to move the music forward. Now, I do also tell people that the IFC, the Internet Freestyle Community, it's only 10% of real freestyle fans, because none of the people that get into these back and forth on social media, none of those people go to concerts. So last weekend there was a concert in New England, and it was jam-packed to the rafters. I would say that out of everyone in attendance, probably 2%, knows about the IFC, the Internet Freestyle Community. So we got to represent. So when we bring you to our venues, most of the people don't know what's going on social media either. They just want to see new artists.
They're just ready to see the artists. They're ready to be entertained.
Right.
That's what they paid to. Like, that's what, when I have certain shows and I see people sitting down, I'm looking like, how much you paid to get in here?
Yeah.
Well, I paid like 35. Man, you better get get up. Y'all come here. Don't even play like that. Let's have a good time. We here to rock out. Well, it's Saturday. I know y'all ain't trying to sit down. Let's go. Let's have a good time. And everyone start rocking out. I try to make sure I get everyone off their feet.
And that's a testament of what the type of the artist that you are. Now, you said that you wanted to work with Stevie B. You said you wanted to work with new artists, TKA. Any of your cohorts, your teammates that you want to work with on a song that you haven't done yet?
Yeah, George Anthony, Julio Mena. Julio Mena sent me a production. We just never really got in the studio to do our thing. Right. And so Julio Mena is one person. George Anthony is a definite. I really like to work with George Anthony.
I would like to hear all three of you together in one track.
That too. I would like. I think,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
A song about you fighting for one woman, 3 guys, 1 woman. You know what I mean? I don't care.
That sound like that. That sound like that R. Kelly and Usher thing.
Nah. This is a freestyle version of that. But the fact of the matter is this: if anybody could pull off a 3-way dance like that, a song like that, it will be you 3. You guys are like the top tier of this genre of music. Jae Mazor, George Anthony, Julio Mena, just coming in peace.
Yeah, for sure.
I've even seen posters that Julio Mena has put together, like verses, right?
The verses, the freestyle.
Yeah, George Anthony versus Julio Mena versus. I would love to host one of those here in Massachusetts. But hey, man, let's do a 3-way dance. You know what I mean? Let's do Julio versus Jay versus George. Because man, your catalog just went from one song to like
Yo, I got a line of songs. So it's like if I had to do a verses with someone, it's like. Because right now, if it's George Anthony and Julio, it will be Jae Mazor and someone else, because they already just did a verse. But I got a nice little catalog as well, so I'll be coming head to head with them too.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I would also like to see you do a duet with a female, like a Jetty Renee or something.
I would like Nia. I would like to do a duet with her. And I say that because I knew her way before this whole freestyle thing happened. She knew me from when I was working a 9 to 5, because she was working the same job as me. So I knew her already. She always say, "Oh, Jay, you're my little teddy bear," because she was very tiny. So, but when she used to sing, I'm like, "Nia, you should really take it professional." She's like, "No, I just do karaoke. No, I'll do it at home. No," and I'm like, "I do it," And that's before I lost the weight.
Right.
I was working with her, and then she used to hear me sing. She said, "Man, we got to do All Cried Out together, Jay." She used to always say that,
man.
But we never did it.
In 2021, she has currently the #1 song for 2021 so far with Inside Out. I mean, when that song came out, everybody's playing it.
That's good.
Everybody is putting it on their show. All the DJs are mixing it. It's #1 on my countdown, and so it will be a great collaboration for you guys to together.
It's long overdue with me and Mia. Yeah, for sure. I definitely like doing a record with her and Gina Renee. I would definitely like doing with Gina.
Yeah, but listen. Don't let Mia convince you to do something in Spanish, okay?
No. I ain't gonna say nothing. But I thought about it though. Don't get me wrong. Really shock a lot of people. I thought about it though.
No, but I'm saying like I know you, but please enunciate the words correctly. I don't want to hear like that. Tango El Gato.
That's what I'm gonna need. If I was to do a song in another language, I'm gonna need the person to really I'm gonna need you to tell me exactly how to say it, because I don't want to sound Americanized. I want to, I get you.
Yeah. Start singing
Tango El Gato.
Yeah. Start singing all the Spanish plates in your song. Arroz con gandules. What is Jae Mazor singing?
Man.
You're like, I want some A-Roz. I'm like, A-Roz? What are you playing for? The Yankees?
Right, A-Roz. So you trying to say rice?
Yeah.
Arroz.
Yeah, that's why I don't go to Spanish restaurants with my Caucasian counterparts. You know what I mean? Because they always try to cut the line so they can order it. I'm like, let me order for you. No, I got this. I'm like, no.
Yo.
Like they're mispronouncing everything, you know? Like, can I get some Polo Frito? I'm like, no, it's pollo.
Pollo frito. It's pollo.
Yeah.
Pollo frito.
And Gandalay. I'm like, what? Mandalay? What are you, Tony Moran?
This dude, he's a comedian.
Listen, I try. But listen, I'm really proud. I'm really proud of everything you have accomplished so far.
No, I appreciate it.
I hope that you know that even though you don't need it, you've earned my respect. Not only as an artist, but as a human being. I miss having dinner with you. Just a couple of times that I've spoken to you in person, that has been Angel Mena, George Anthony, Jay Adams. You know, we're all together. As a matter of fact, Angel Mena is still at Denny's waiting for his food because
yeah, I felt bad for him that night. I felt bad. Everyone ate but him. It was like, is y'all bringing my food out? It was like, no. So we all finished eating this little the tres leches pancake. We got the grams. We got all this, and he's like, your food never came out this whole time.
Never.
And we having full conversation, and you're the only one starving over here.
Yeah, man. He didn't have his stomach is still growling from back
still then. Growling. He probably skin and bones right now. God,
yeah, man. I hope that you'll be here in Massachusetts for my birthday bash in December. Yeah, man. So we'll get all that information out there. But Jae Mazor, let's do the fans a favor and introduce this banger of a track before we go. But just remember, it's going to be coming out on November 5th. It's Jae Mazor, All This Mizery, produced by Willie Valentin, written by Jae Mazor himself. Again, the release date is November 5th. Don't listen to Jay. He said the 15th. No, I want it sooner. But go ahead and introduce this song. This is great stuff.
I appreciate it. So y'all already know it's about to go down here. Y'all already know it's the Prince of Freestyle, Jae Mazor. This single here is called All This Mizery. It's coming out November 5th, produced by the one and only, the legendary Willie Valentin. Let's get it.
Until next time, it's CPR saying goodbye. And remember, it's not who you love, it's how. Let's kick it.
Team Mazor, let's get it.